All right, what is up, everybody? So, Shadow Scout 0013 here, coming in with another unit breakdown or review, whatever you'd like to call it, on the B2 Battle Droids. They are a core unit for the CIS. They are pretty awesome looking minis, and they're good, but they could be better. Obviously, with a lot of different units, but Courage 2 core for 45 points is really not that bad. And yeah, so we're going to take a look at them today. Real quick, just really fast. If you are interested in the personal training, you can just go ahead and go to thepernacademy.com and subscribe for 15 bucks a month. There you can find 3, 4, 5, and 6 day week workout programs and so much more. It's really simple to have a 50-cent a day trainer at your fingertips. Go ahead and go to the Patreon and subscribe there. There's a giveaway going on for the Baron of Dice vehicle dice that I will be announcing this weekend. So go ahead and become a member there. If you are a paid member, you do get extra chances to win. And another way to win is to go on over to the Discord. There you're going to be able to find a lot of people talking about lists and whatnot. So we had, Jesse just, saying, hey, I have a tournament this weekend, ask for some feedback. And yeah, there are a lot of other people who do that in the different Legion faction lists and people who do hobby stuff. It's really cool to see the different finished projects that you guys do. So yeah, if you have been working on something and you want to show it off, feel free and please do, because they're insanely good to see all of these different things being posted. All right, and another way to win is to be a subscriber and leave a comment down below, and you can also get a third chance to win a Baron of Dice vehicle dice. Okay, so beyond all of that, let's take a look at the B2 Battle Droids. Really, really simple. They all have 2 health each. There's 3 of them in the base unit, I should say. They have 2 courage, like I said. They have white defense dice that do not surge. They are speed 2. They have a range 1 to 2 gun, which is a black and a white. They do roll a black in melee, which is really not that bad. And then they have AI attack, so unless you have a face-up order token, your first action must be an attack if able. So even if you are a hostage carrier and you do not give them an order, their first action must be an attack. And then they have armor 1, so when defending, you can cancel up to 1 hit result, which is even better in melee, because it's almost kind of like having light cover in melee. And it's going to be better off than most ranged attacks, even though, it's kind of like heavy cover plus, because, you'd have heavy cover, and then you have armor, so you get to cancel 3, which is really great, but with everybody bringing a lot of anti-armor and impact or critical, it's a little bit less this time, but it's still a pretty good keyword. And then you can bring a heavy, a personnel, and a comms only. So let's take a look at their heavies. There are only 2 heavies. The B2 ACM Trooper, which is only a range 1 to 2, 3 red, still a pretty good upgrade for the B2s. And then the one that you mostly see is the B2 Ha Trooper, which is a range 2 to 3, exhausted, 2 red, 1 white. It's got blast. It cycles automatically, so at the end of your activation, if you didn't use this card, you can get to ready it for free. And then it's impact 2, which is again really, really nice. It is 32 points though, but if you can put it on there and afford to have it on there, it is really good. There are lots of different personnel options to bring. You have the EV series medical droid that you can bring if you are bringing, like Poggle and or Geonosians, or even, Grievous or Dooku or Asajj or Cad Bane or anyone like that. It's pretty nice to have, but on B2s, it just depends on the list. PK series worker droids, I think, is a great choice as well to have on there, to be able to heal a total of 2 HP once around, and you can bring back a mini if it's been taken out that round. You can't bring a dead mini back in a different round, so make sure you are aware of all of that, and that goes for both of them. You can bring the generic B2 battle droid, which is okay. The T-Series tactical droid, though, is pretty nice because you lose the AI attack. So if you don't have an order, or you're incapable of getting an order to some of your B2 battle droids, this would be a good choice. And it's also at range 1 to 3, which works really well with the Ha Trooper, because then you could roll 3 red and a white, so 4 dice at range 3 with blast and impact 2. You do gain reliable, which is pretty great to have, and it's your leader. And the sidearm range attack is the red, so that's what it has to shoot. It cannot shoot the black, and a white. And it's only 1 health, regardless of the 2 health in the unit. And then the Viper Recon Droid, if you really want to have an extra HP on these guys, by all means, sure, if you feel like you've got points and no other idea of what to bring, even though there are pretty much a lot of other good ideas to bring, but it's, not the worst. It can add two white dice, but nothing else to the table. So your T-Series Tactical Droid is pretty great, and your PK Series Droid would probably be the top 2 things that I would probably want to bring with it. And then obviously the B2 HA would be amazing to have. So you're looking at about a 95 point unit. Now for comms, the integrated comms antenna. So sure, that could be good, but if you have a lot of B1s, they're going to be able to coordinate and end on a B2 battle droid. Comms jammer isn't, you're probably not going to be that close. Comms relay, it depends. If you have Poggle, which, if we take a look at Poggle just real quickly, he's going to have Entourage with the B2 battle droid. So at the beginning of the command phase, when you're giving out orders, he can just go ahead and give out a free order to the B2 battle droids. So then you could use that comms relay to give it to a different unit if you really liked. But that's just kind of up to you. Emergency Transponder is, I feel like, the best one to have, because it's going to obviously give you a free aim, dodge, or suppression if you didn't get an order, which if you have AI attack, if you've got the emergency transponder to get that free aim, that can do quite a lot for you. HQ uplink is a bit expensive, but it is a possibility to have. I don't know why that clicked, I'm sorry. And it's not that bad, because you're going to be recovering probably with the B2 HA anyway. So it's just a little expensive, that's all. But it's obviously going to be cheaper than the T-Series Tactical Droid. But the T-Series gives you a red dice at range 3 and a surge. Hacked comms unit, again, you're probably not going to be that close, so I probably wouldn't necessarily take it. And long range comm link, if you're planning on being pretty far away from Poggle, and you might only have like 1 or 2 B2 battle droids, and then maybe you could put the long range to get that order from Entourage. But you're probably better off just staying like at range 1 to 2 and freeing up 5 extra points. So if anything, probably the emergency transponders. And you're almost looking at a 100 point, unit that is decent, but that's quite a bit for, a white save without surge, unit. But that's all on personal preference. So how about we just take a look at 4 different lists that I have taken and set up for you guys. This is Poggle's B2s. It's 11 activations. It's got a T-Series Tactical Droid with comms relay, just in case. You have Poggle the Lester with Esteemed Leader and Electro Binocular, so that he can kind of be a little bit more of a, support person. You've got Sunfac with Seize the Initiative, in case you wanted to give him an order real quickly. You have a B2 Battle Droid with the B2 HA series and the T-Series Tactical Droid. You don't have to have the T-Series Tactical Droid, honestly. If you just wanted to have the regular B2, you could. The only reason I had the other one was for the red dice and... Oh no! For the red dice and the surge. But that, honestly, is just kind of up to you on what you would like to have. This one was the one that I was planning on always getting in order, so that's why you don't have to have the T-Series droid, and why you probably could go with the battle droid here. And maybe even if you wanted to go with the B2 just generic guy, you could have improvised orders on the T-Series droid to be able to, kind of change up a little bit of what you're getting. Now, it does say 7 on the core, but with Entourage doesn't count towards your basic minimum maximum. So let's see, if we just take a look real quick. Entourage, when building an army, ignore the rank of 1 core unit towards the maximum. So during the command phase, you can issue an order to a friendly core unit at range 1 to 2. So there you go. That's just kind of something you can have. And then you've got 2 more battle droids with the generic B2 trooper and 2 PK series worker droids to just continually heal themselves. You've got 4 Geonosian warriors. Sorry guys that I am unable to talk today. And then a single strike team for your 11 activations. You've got Brutal Enforcer, let the executions begin. You have We Serve the Queen. You have Orbital Strike because you do have a T-Series tactical droid in there. You have We Make Weapons, which is great because you can give it to 4 droid troopers, even though you only have 3. It's still just nice to have. Now, if you really didn't want that, then obviously you could just go with the... Let's go ahead and get rid of that one real quick, just in case. So, in case you didn't want that one, you could just probably go with Roger Roger, which gives it to 3, which you could give it to both battle droids here and the BX Strike Team, and because you're already going to get an order on the B2 battle droids there. But if we did decide to bring the We Make Weapons, you can basically give it to the 3 battle droids and the BX Strike Team, and then when a core droid trooper unit is issued an order with this card, it can choose to return its order to the order pool, and if it does, you can return a defeated miniature to the unit with no wound tokens and remove a suppression. So basically, it's kind of like a way to just bring back another mini. So if you've used your PK series worker droids and you're still losing more minis, this is a great one to have. And since you're giving it to 4 droid troopers, obviously you have the strike team here, you've got the T-Series tactical droid here, and then you've got 3 others, so you have a total of 5 droid troopers. So it could go really well, basically giving it to the strike team, like I said, and then these 2 guys. But if the entourage unit had a missing B2, you could give them an order through the card instead of through the tactical. Maybe you wanted to give the entourage to a different, maybe to a PK series droid because they've lost less. There's lots of ways to make this a little bit more flexible, but it's kind of up to you. And with the comms relay on the T-Series droid, if you did give it to a T-Series droid, you could give it to Poggle instead, or you could give it to Sunfac or Geonosian Warrior. So it's kind of up to you. That's why I had it in there, but it's just honestly up to you. And I had Assault in there instead of the other 3-pip, but that was just because I wanted to possibly give it to Geonosians in case you wanted to give out orders to them instead. And that's why I've got Assault, but you can obviously change that to the other 3-pip for the droids. And then I've got Intercept, Key Positions, Breakthrough, and Payload, because these guys are going to be so quick, they can make it to your opponent's lines pretty quickly. And since you have 11 activations and a lot of flying units, you're probably going to be able to do Breakthrough pretty easily. And then you have Limited Viz, Rapid Reinforcements, Fortified Positions, and Supply Drop, along with Advanced Positions, Battle Lines, Danger Close, and Hemmed In. Everything that's kind of somewhat close, except for battle lines. You could obviously do Major Offensive instead to get a little bit closer for a bunch of different things. Actually, you know what? Let's just go ahead and do that. Why not? So there you go. That seems like a fun list. Oh, and the Geonosian Warriors. Again, I'm so sorry that I can't talk. Are Courage 1, and those are your only Courage 1 units because all your B2s are Courage 2. Sunfac is Courage 2, Poggle the Lesser is Courage 3, your T-Series is Courage 2, and all your B2s obviously are Courage 2. Now, another good thing with Poggle is he's got Override too, so the reason why it's okay to have the PK Series Worker Droids and not the T-Series is because with the Override, you can obviously just do a lot with that. Now, if you didn't, there is no training slot on Poggle, so he won't have endurance, but you can obviously, move with him for free with Jump 2, and then move again as an action, and then recover in case you were really bogged down with suppression, but that's just kind of up to you. All right, yeah, so let's take a look at the next one. It's an experimental droid B2 list. Obviously, you can only have 2 B2s in this one, but because you can have them, I decided to bring them. You have Kalani with Aggressive Tactics and Comms Relay, so that way if you give Kalani an order, you can give it to probably the B2, and then the T-Series droid can coordinate to the B1s, who can then coordinate to another B2, so now all of your core units have an order. And Kalani's got Strategize 2, you've got Bolster 2 on the T-Series droid. So lots of ways to make sure that these guys are getting some orders. And then 3 BX droids, Commandos, just the full squad with the Sniper droid, Offensive Push, and the Deflector shields. And Yeah, so this works really well with the do not underestimate our means because this gives it to AI troopers, and each AI trooper can recover, basically. What that has a face up order token, so you can give it to the BX series droids for free, and well, they can recover for free since they'll have AI. None of your other guys will be able to. Well, all of your other guys have AI as well. So in case you needed to give it to the B2 Ha troopers so that they can recover to get that extra impact in there, you can. You're pretty flexible with that, and since it's an experimental droids list, obviously you can spend the surge tokens that you get each round for an extra aim or extra speed or anything like that with the B2s. Imagine a speed 3 B2 unit from Mando, and you get to gain that. And then that will close that gap a little bit easier for your range 2, even range 3 attack. And then you've got, again, 2 PK worker series droids, or PK series worker droids. Sorry for the dyslexia on that one. To heal the BXs, or even themselves, or anything like that. So just to have a little bit of fun. And then the T series droids has electro binoculars on there to be able to hand out that aim to the B2s in case they need to recover for an action. That way they already have an aim. Now, I know Worlds and a lot of other tournaments had some experimental droids lists that were really good. So if you are interested in experimental droids, I would just take a look at like Luke Hooks and all the other guys at the Worlds tournament or Adepticon and check that out. Oh, and for the other guys, I've got, they too will suffer ambush, orbital strike. I must just be trying to talk a little bit too fast, so I apologize, guys, for the third time. Preservation protocols, and then Roger, along with the do not underestimate our means. I have intercept the transmissions, payload, breakthrough, and recover the supplies, again, because you can move pretty quickly, and you do have reinforcements with Kalani you have reinforcements with Kalani, but that is for him. If you wanted to use reinforcements with do not underestimate our means, you could, but you're probably better off just saving it for the free recover. And then, but it just depends on, I guess, your playstyle and the objectives. And then you have advanced positions, major offensive, disarray, and danger close. And I have disarray in there because obviously either the BX droids can go somewhere else. You have maybe a B2 that can go somewhere else. It's just honestly up to you. If you don't want disarray, then you can probably go with battle lines or hemmed in. It's kind of up to you. And then clear conditions, hostile environment, fortified, and war weary, because for the most part, you're going to be good on suppression. You do have some B1s, but you've got 2 commanders, so they can you can spread out the courage bubble a little bit more. All right, so all B2s. Let's just take a look at this one. You've got Kraken because he's got override 2 on this one. And then he has improvised orders, endurance, and comms relay in case he wanted to hand out his order to somebody else. You have 3 battle droids with the B2 Ha Trooper, the PK series worker droid, and emergency transponders, just in case they don't get an order and they need that aim or suppression removal or anything like that. You can use the emergency transponders. You've got 3 super battle droids with the B2 Ha Trooper and the T series droids, so they don't have to worry about AI. So the only units that you really need to worry about with the AI are the B2 with the PK series worker droids and the 2 strike teams that you have with the deflector shields so that they can stay alive just a little bit longer. If you really don't want the deflector shields, that's 20 extra points that you could use for something else, but really you've got 20 extra points. And other than that, I mean, maybe 25 if you didn't want improvised orders, but that's really not enough for another unit for anything. So you might as well just have the deflector shields and it'll keep them just alive a little bit longer. But yeah, this seems like a very fun list, and obviously Kraken with his override can get just at range 1 to 2 can really help the super battle droids with the PK and or the strike team if you don't scout too far. And the endurance is really going to help with that override, because maybe at the end of his turn, he can get rid of that suppression in case he doesn't want to recover. It's just kind of up to you. It's 9 activations, though, but you're probably going to get that with 6 battle droids. I'm sure that if you wanted 7 battle droids. You know what? We can do that in 2 seconds. Actually, yeah, let's go ahead and go to here and take a quick look. Let's see what 7 battle droids, B2 battle droids would look like. I know it's probably not the most efficient, but because you're bringing Poggle with Entourage, you could do that. Let's see. So you bring the B2 and you bring, he's got Override, so you don't necessarily have to have the T-Series droid. Maybe you just bring the PK so that it's a lot cheaper. And you bring your 7, and let's just say you bring some strike teams because you want to have fun. You have 8 points, oof. That could be 10 activations. Yeah, maybe you say you take one of the PK series droids away. You've got 4 points left, and you just give that one that doesn't have it the emergency transponders. I don't know who has 6 PK series worker droids, but this would be an insane amount of HP and fun droid work. But 10 activations, yeah, that's a lot of fun. I'll leave that in the comments down below as well. And the last one is a great impact list. You have the T-Series droid with improvised orders and comms relay, so that way you can give its order to someone else. You've got 3 battle droids with the T-Series and the B2 Haw Trooper. You've got 3 Black Sun Enforcers with the scatter gun. Oh, yeah, sorry. For the impact, then yeah, you could just go with the Magdet Enforcer instead and save yourself a ton of points. But why not have Pierce? All right. And why not have an extra 2 red? And if you honestly wanted, you probably could, let's see, get rid of the recon intels and maybe the improvised orders. Not quite enough for full impact grenades on all of them. You'd have 1 point left. So maybe what you could do is do 1 Magdet Enforcer with recon intel and the grenades. That way you have a little bit more impact. And then these 2 guys could also have your recon intel, your 2 points. So you could maybe give the T-Series droid recon intel. Now you have 10 activations, lots of moving forward to begin with. You've got a little bit more impact with the Magdet Enforcer here. You've got some Pierce in here with the lethal, at least with the BX series droid snipers on 3 strike teams, and then 2 scatterguns, so 5 units with a possibility of having the Pierce, and then 4 units with, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 9, so you have impact 9 naturally, and then you would surge to crit on all of the Black Sun Enforcers. That's definitely something. I mean, you could throw a total of, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7 red dice, surge into crit, Pierce, and melee at range 1, or sorry, at range 1 to 2, not melee. That could be a lot of fun. I don't know, who knows. The only faction I do not own is CIS. I have a ton of everything else. And yeah, I've just never found this too appealing because of AI. But don't kill me, please. Droids are still good. Yeah. But yeah, that is it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you want to find these lists, just look in the description down below. There you can kind of mess around with them, play with them, and, you know, put your own little twist and spin to them. Like I said, if you want to enter and to win the Baron of Dice vehicle dice, and you're probably just going to get 3 of them, 3 different dice. That way you've got a few extras. You just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment. You can go to the Discord and just kind of post something, because like I said, I'm going to look in the server level and just kind of pick someone who has been kind of active. And then you can head on over to the Patreon, become a member if you want for extra giveaway points. If not, you could just be a regular member. And head on over to thebirdacademy.com, where you could subscribe for $15 a month to be able to get lots of different workouts, see some progress, and track your progress. And, you know, you can meet a few of the people who have worked with me and lost a ton of weight and have a lot of different goals. But it's been nice to have a bunch of people, and I've been working, like I said, as a personal trainer for over 10 years now. So I guess 12. It's 2024. Yeah. Well, 11, I guess, technically. The end of 2012. All right, guys. Well, I'll catch you in the next video, and I hope that you guys have a great day. And I want to say thank you to all the Patreon members, Tyson, Emperor Atlantis, Daniel Padilla, and especially Anthony Estrada and Grant Saunier. You guys are awesome and do so much for this channel, so I really appreciate all the work that you do and things that you've done for this channel. I hope you guys all have a great day, and can't wait for the next video. Peace out, guys.